Is you ready for a story from old Devon? Well, sit yourself down and listen to this. This is a story written nigh on 150 years ago by a man calling himself Nathan Hogg. 'Twas wrote as a poem, a very long poem. Yeah, I'll just tell you the bare bones of it. There was an old woman, old Nanny Tapp, who was said to be a witch. Her lived over the Bow, which had a reputation for being a mortal plat for witches and the likes of that. Her cloak was red, her bonnet black, a hood all falling down her back. And Nanny had an evil eye, that if upon one let fly, a single glimpse you couldn't stand, for sure you'd be a ruined man. And Lord have mercy on that chap that would offend old Nanny Tapp, or troubling in dead of night, with stitch and cramp and sore affright. Sometimes there'd have some other ways, and make your bedding swarm with fleas, that would the little children bite and make 'em bawl and squall all night. Now, old Jan Plant, I know him well, who from his very lips did tell the tale that I now tell to you, and what he said, I know 'tis true. A longful time this Nanny Tapp was causing him some sore mishap, and on the farm by day or night no single thing would go on right. One day he heard that her was sick, so bad her wouldn't live a week, and he'd heard that if indeed afore her died you made her bleed, no matter how it was obtained, her couldn't trouble 'ee again. So Jan Plant went to see old Nanny on her sickbed, with a bottle of tea for her to drink, saying how sorry he was that her was poorly. And then, when her reached out for the bottle, he took out a pin, and quick as lightning shot in her finger. Up that woman sot and shot out glimpses, dreadful lot. Her sweared that if her passed her door alive, he should know peace no more, and if her died, her would come back and make his bones all cramp and crack. Her'd rot his sheep, her'd milk his cows, her'd turn things over in his house. In fact, her'd do an every harm. He shouldn't prosper on his farm. But Jan Plant had got that drop of her blood, and he believed that would stop her from ever troubling him again. Now, old Nanny died just a few days later, and things took a turn for the better with Jan Plant. 3 months or more away it passed, and old Plant, he thought at last, and to his neighbours gan to tell he'd settled old Nan pretty well. One night he had been out to spend an hour or two with just a friend. 'Tis true a drop of grog he'd had, but not so much that he was bad. When walking home, oh Lord, he saw his horses running to and fro. Their ears was pricked, their tails across, the sheep was rolling in the grass. But what made Jan Plant most afraid was one cow standing on her head, while light as feathers topped the ground 6 pigs was all around. So as Jan Plant stumbled forward in the dark, over summit strange he falled, and up he got and crooked down to see what 'twas upon the ground. And there her lied, as truth bespoke, old Nan wrapped up in her red cloak. Jan Plant ran home, frightened to death about what might happen next. But not everybody saw it the same way. Here it might be right to stop and say as how a soldier chap passed through the village on that day, and some was fools enough to say that he'd got drunk the night before, and that they'd bet an even score that drunk along that path he'd crawled, and over he 'twas Jan Plant fooled. Well, don't like that, a drunken soldier in his red coat indeed. But for Jan Plant, 'twasn't funny at all, and he was at his wits' end.